All right, welcome to our first Marketing Explained webinar. Let's see. We got some people in our room. Eloy, opening up all of my questions and answers and chat. If you guys have any questions, you guys are welcome to use that. Looks like we got Daryl, Kathy, Ralph showed up. Oh, Ralph is back from vacation. All right, so this is going to be just a monthly webinar where we basically just talk about marketing and how to market your business. It's going to be taken very slowly and very rudimentally. I'm not sure if that's a word, but it is tonight. We want to keep this as basic as possible. We're going to start doing those little things that actually will make a difference to start with. And then eventually, once we get down the way, it might get more advanced. But at this point, it should be pretty easy stuff that will make your life easier. All right. So, you're always getting nervous here at the beginning because I'm not entirely sure if one topic is going to take up enough time or way too much time. So I know we had a couple of topics advertised on the flyer, and we're definitely going to be touching down on those, but maybe not as directly as answering those direct questions that were posed on the flyer. So I'm going to share my screen to give me a little something to help guide me. I put this together. I'm going to be slowly building this section out on the website. If you're logged in on the website, you can get to it by going to online marketing under your members profile. If you're not logged into the website, contact us and we'll make sure you get in there. So the first thing that I wanted to cover was really why you should learn marketing. And I know it's a stupid question because we all pretty much know the value of marketing and advertising in this world. The question I'm more addressing here is, should a business owner operator still learn marketing even if you've hired a marketing company? And this is what I'm really trying to get across to a lot of you. I don't expect anybody whose business is really kicking to have the time to do all their own marketing. Now, when your business is first starting out, you have no choice. You do your own marketing, you can't afford it. You have the time, might as well use it. But as you start getting going, you want to hire somebody else to do it, but you still want to learn, and you want to learn for a couple of reasons. You want better communications with your marketing company, having any communications with your marketing company. Most of my clients barely communicate with me. I'm available, but they barely communicate with me. And the better communications, allows you to have a better understanding of the message that you want to show and making sure that everybody has their colors in order, just even little things like that, have open communication with your marketing company. And the more you know, the more you'll understand. It's also important for cost management. So doing any job takes time. You're basically trading dollars for hours. And, a marketing company can say, hey, we should do this. Or you can say, hey, I read this. Maybe we should try that. And the marketing company might be interested. And the goal is to make the boss happy. So we make the boss happy and we do it. But you're not really thinking about the cost management of doing it. So the more involved you are with understanding marketing, the more you can have some degree of control over the effects and the value that you're getting out of those marketing efforts. And then, of course, there's marketing knowledge for future ventures, other businesses, anything that you want to do, thinking outside of the box, coming up with things that you haven't thought of doing before. It creates a lot of opportunity for you. My suggestion would be, if you have a marketing company, depending on what price level you're paying at, have a monthly or a weekly meeting with them and expect that monthly or weekly meeting to be educational. expect them not only to report to you what happened, but also kind of what that means and to explain it to you so that you can better understand what they're doing. Okay. So that is my warning for dealing with marketing companies. You want to learn your marketing and get yourself a meeting. Once a month is fine, but something for them to work towards so that they have something to talk to you about that you can learn from. Okay, so looks like we got 7 up in here. And the first thing that we're going to talk about was on the flyer. And this is probably one of the first things that people ask me is, how can you tell if you're ranking it, or how do you know if you're ranking? So I got a tool here that we're going to walk through how to use. And I'm going to put it in the chat for everyone to see if you're interested. Bright Local is the tool that I use. I basically pay for it. If you were to pay for it for just one business, it'd probably be $30 a month, something like that. And you can run ranking reports and track them, and it's automated. So this tool is for people who are not paying for it and who are just using it to check one ranking at a time. So it can be pretty time consuming, but worth it to get started and to understand. And then once you understand, maybe you'll think that spending the money is worthwhile on it. Now, the one thing that you need to do that I didn't do here is when I open this, whether you're linking it from here or you're linking it from the chat, we want to be as anonymous as possible. And in order to do that, we're going to open it in what's called a private or incognito window. I'm personally on a not Mac. Is that still called a personal computer or an IBM clone? I don't know. So in Chrome, I'm going to right click it. And our third option down says open link in incognito window. What this is doing is opening a fresh browser. So you know how your browser stores your information, and it stores your login information, and that's why you can not keep track of your passwords like so many people do and be able to log in right away, and then 6 months later wonder what happened to your password and run around the house looking for that piece of paper. This will take you outside of that. So this has taken us out of being logged into anything at all. The one thing most in particular that we're logged out of right now is Google, because I don't want Google to know where I'm at. Now, they're still going to be able to track me because of my computer's IP and towers and stuff like that. But this gives us a little bit more anonymity, because what this tool does is it searches from a location. So it allows me to, let's say I'm in Ashland, Oregon, search for a carpet cleaner in, let's choose the middle of California, San Jose. So the way that we do this is, as long as we're open in a incognito window, again, you're not sure how to do that, you'd right click a link and you'd say open in an incognito window. And here we are. And so we're going to look for a carpet cleaner. And we're going to search. And we're going to go with San Jose. United States, English. We're going to be searching the Google search. Google Maps is the equivalent of when you go to Google. Carpet. This would be Google search. And this would be Google Maps. It's the same thing as your app in your phone. If you're doing Google Maps or location, it's going to use Maps data. And we're just going to look at search data first. So we put in carpet cleaner. And we're searching in San Jose, California. United States, English, that's preset. That's preset. And we're going to check search results. Now it's given me all the pages, the first 10 pages of the search results for that term from that location best as they can. When I open this, I want to right click it and say open link in a new tab. And it's opened up right here. The reason why I do that is because if I were to just click it, it'd refresh this window. And I might want to go on to page 2 or page 3 if I don't find myself on page 1 in order to properly track where I'm at. Now, by default, Google shows about 10 organic search results on the home page, unless it has infinite scrolling on, which it appears to have here. So we're going to say carpet cleaner. Now, here's the first issue that you run into with doing some sort of search. And that is the term carpet cleaner is what we call a keyword. And when people are searching, a keyword is really just the intention that they're putting in. So they typed in carpet cleaner, and Google has to decide, did they mean,
I'm better at finding information, so I can help you make good choices.
hey, Google off. Apparently it's listening to me. Help the search engine decide. You're on, admin asks, I'm on the CFI website and I don't see the members tab at the top of the home page. That is because you are not logged into your account. So the search engine has to decide, do they mean a carpet cleaning machine or do they mean a person to come and carpet clean? So this is the first issue that you'll find with looking for keywords. So let's try this easier and try carpet cleaning service. This will help us just be sure that we're getting a service-based business. Now, do some people type in carpet cleaner initially when they're looking? Yeah, and if you can show up at the top of that, that's great, but you got a lot of competition. Not only local competition for a term like that, but you have national competition for people pumping money into people trying to buy products. And that's a competitive field that we're probably just not going to win in. But if you can't get into your account at this point, admin, you can use the link that's in the web chat to get to what we're currently looking at. So I put in carpet cleaning service to verify that we're looking for a service. Again, San Jose, and again, Google search. We're given the first 10 pages of results. We're going to open that in a new window so we can take a look. Now, when we're looking at these, here's a good example here on the site. This is a generalized search result of what we're looking at. We're looking at the ad pack, which is the paid ads. Those are ads that people pay for through Google AdWords. And that's a different fight than search optimization. It's definitely a worthy fight, but it's a different one. And it's a more expensive fight. Your map pack is going to be only local results. Of course, we want to be there. But let's say we have a business in San Jose, but we service outlying areas. The further away from the location, we might not be in the map pack. But people know that they're looking for services and not necessarily a location to go to. So a lot of people just skim that, but it's good to show up there too. And then finally, organic results. So these are the two sections that we're really fighting to get into. This one we can't get into without paying. Okay. So what we did is we typed in our search, typed in our location, we brought up page 1. And on page 1, we see we have our ads. We see we have our locations. The first carpet cleaning, San Jose, Stanley Steamer, and John and Sons Carpet Cleaners. If that's any of you in the audience, you're doing great. If you're in San Jose and that's none of you, well, that's some of your competition right there. And then, of course, we're always competing with Yelp and Angie's List. And then we get down here to All Green Carpet Clean in San Jose. So one way to, let's say that we are deluxe carpet cleaners. Dalux carpet cleaning, DALUX. Okay. And we've come to this page and we want to search for ourselves. You can hit Control F and you can see that it brought up a little search box up here in the top right. So Control F, and I could just type my name. And I can see here that I showed up under the top 10 best in San Jose. That won't always show up there, but it happens to. And I can find my listing and I can count my way down. I can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I am ranking 5th. If I am Deluxe, I don't know. It's making me think of Doctor Who. If I'm deluxe carpet cleaning, I ranked number 5 in San Jose for the search term carpet cleaning services. Did that make any sense? Did I go too fast? If I'm going too fast, or if you want me to hit something else again, feel free to pop it into the chat there, and I will be sure to see it, or ask the question in the question and answers. So on this page, I've provided a bunch of keywords at the bottom. And I'm going to explain again that keywords are an intention. So a lot of people, when they say, oh, well, what do you rank for carpet cleaning? Or what do you rank for this? Or what do you rank for that? You know, I would say statistically it moves around a lot, but, you know, we're looking at like 40% of people type in directly carpet cleaning San Jose. But most people type in variations, trains of thought, carpet cleaner San Jose cheap, you know, carpet cleaner San Jose help, San Jose carpet cleaning. They'll just put them in as random words and so on and so forth. So that's where keeping track of your rankings overall becomes very large and daunting, because right here I have a list of just really basic keywords that people can track. And so we have carpet care near me. Here's something interesting for you to take a look at. I did it right there. Trends, Google. So let's take a look at carpet cleaning. Now this is Google Trends. It'll show me the popularity of search terms over a period of time. So we'll go for all time. We can see we have a pretty consistent search term for carpet cleaning. But we can see with the rise of the cell phone and people searching from their exact location, they've started using the word carpet cleaning near me. And if I add that and take this away, we can see a massive spike in the use of the term. So that's why we use such a weird term like near me, because it's become standard for people to utilize that when typing in terms. So here we have a large collection of keywords, and you might be thinking to yourself, like, this is daunting. This could be 400 keywords. You know, I tend to track from my clients, I tend to track 50 keywords that are relatively loose keywords. And by loose, I mean carpet care services, carpet cleaning, not something like carpet cleaning that provides the best service or the best carpet cleaning in San Jose, which would be called a long tail. These are just short tail keywords. And I tend to track 50 of them because they give me a general good idea. And then I can do one-off trackings of other things. The one thing you need to just know about keywords is that you're not expected to win at all of these. So what I'll do when I get a client or when you're looking at your own rankings is I'll look up a bunch of these and I'll find some place that business is doing good. And then I'll exploit that. Now I'll keep working on the other things. We want to get up there, you got to build that up. But if we can take just this little spike that's doing pretty well and open that up, you can get a lot more traffic from very little effort by finding something you're already succeeding at without even having tried, especially if you're just getting started here. And you find that, professional tile care, I'm doing great at that. I should ramp up my content and stuff like that about professional tile care, which of course in the future we'll talk about building up content and doing that sort of thing. Right now, we just want to see if you can find where you're ranking and where your competitors are ranking. If anybody has any questions on that, I can answer them or we can move on. I'm going to move on, but feel free to pop them up there if you have any questions. So the other really sort of important thing that I figured we'd talk about tonight that could really help a business immediately is reviews. The thing that really brought this to mind is I just recently lost a carpet cleaning client who was had 2 bad reviews. He had 5-star ratings, doing great. He just had these 2 bad reviews and he wanted them gone. And I tried and I tried. I went after Google. I submitted things. I did all the stuff. And we just couldn't get rid of them. And he was right. They weren't really his clients. He went through his own stuff. It was some sort of spam problem or something. He had a very typical business name. So we weren't sure if they were coming from another business, but he knew they weren't his because he went through his roster to try to find those names. And he couldn't find them. So he knew that they weren't his clients, but he just couldn't let it go. Eloy, I will get to you in that. How do you know your rank? Is it map and organic placement? Yes. So Eloy, I'll come back to you. Daryl will answer you right now while we got this open. It is map and organic placement. That is right. Sorry, I'm hopping all over the place. So as we said here with deluxe carpet cleaning, we counted our way down 5. So we're skipping the map when I choose my rankings. I would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, because we're just looking at the organic rankings. So we're leaving out the ads, we're leaving out the maps. If I were to do this in the map pack, I would come back here and search again. So carpet cleaning service again, San Jose. And I'm going to select Google Maps. Now, these results will be the same results that show up in a phone searching from this location. Realize, again, location can be very wishy-washy because you're being pinged a lot of times along the way, and Google's trying to figure that out. Search engines are trying to figure that out. I got to make sure not to talk to my machine. So here we brought up the maps, and I would bring that up in a new window again. And these would be the map rankings. And again, I would skip ads. So I'm looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Deluxe carpet and upholstery cleaning is 7 in the map pack. Hopefully that answers your question, Daryl. And, people use a lot of fancy ways to track this stuff. But frankly, I think just a spreadsheet is probably best for you. Best way to learn is a spreadsheet, because any other tool you're using is basically just a fancy interface for a spreadsheet, Okay. And Eloy had a question. I only rank first in my own city. How can I also rank from other near cities? Well, there are a couple things to do there, and I don't mind switching over to answering these questions because I'm sure they're helpful. If you only rank locally in your city, it's because Google thinks that that's the only place that you offer services, or you're just thoroughly outranked by other people. So both of those things are probably going on. So in Google Business Profile, Eloy, do you have a Google Business Profile? It used to be called Google My Business. That is where you register your business with Google. And so Google Business Profile, so it's google.com/business. And I will pop that in the chat just in case anybody wants to take a look at that. So in this, when you register your business with Google, perhaps you've heard of people getting a postcard back in the mail with their activation code, or you've dealt with that with your marketing company. That's what they're doing here. They're registering your business with Google, and then Google sending you a postcard. Eloy says he has it. And then you verify that. So once you're in there, you have the ability to tell them that you're either a location or a service-based business. And in that service-based business, you can tell them that you serve other areas, which it's sounding to me like Eloy has already done. But anybody who's doing this, you want to make sure that you're represented with the right service categories and the right locations. That's going to help Google tie you down to where you're at. The other way to do this is to represent it on your website. Let's say I service San Jose and I service Campbell. I might build out a landing page for San Jose and Campbell. And they will have different words, totally unique content. I don't want to copy this page over and just put it over there. I want to treat each city that I work in with the gold that it deserves. But by representing it on your website, you're making that connection between the Google Business Profile and your website and those service areas. Now, once you've done both of those things, of course, there's more advanced things by writing posts that cover areas around and triangulates the area. So let's say I work an area up here and there's a park up here and there's a business up here and there's something else down here. I might write a blog post that mentions all of those things in order to triangulate my area a little bit better. But coming out of the gate, I would say Google Business Profile, number one, and number two, be sure that you represent that area also on your website. Okay. So this is going to segue a little bit into the difficulty that we all have. And I say we all because I may not be a carpet cleaner, but I am an owner operator. I'm a one-man show. That's not to say that I don't outsource and work with other people or anything like that, but I'm the front and the inner workings of my business. So I'm not unlike a owner operator carpet cleaner. And the hardest thing about doing this is really switching hats and switching gears. I wrote this down for an example. A carpet cleaner works for a company and a business owner owns a company. You need to remember that as an owner operator, you are an owner first and an operator second. You own a company. And just to illustrate that you're a business owner, not a carpet cleaner, if somebody offered you 10 times more money to start cleaning ceilings instead of carpeting, you would take it. That's because you're a business owner, not a carpet cleaner. And if that's the new industry, well, then That's the new industry you take. So the really hard part here, and it's very true when it comes to reviews, is that detaching yourself from your feelings about your own operation, so I just put this down here to give us some sort of like idea of all the things that you do. So let's say you answer the phones. When you answer the phones, or first you market. Well, that's you. You're a marketing guy. You're not a carpet cleaner. You're not a business owner. You're a marketing guy. And then you receive the phone call. Well, you're none of those things now. You're administrative. And then when you're doing the work, you're back to operations. When you're managing your client relationships or dealing with reviews, your client outreach. And, when you're staying up to date, you're an enthusiast. When you develop new services, your R&D. And that might sound ridiculous and be all like, duh, I know all this stuff. But other companies actually have individuals that do all of these things. Blogging is relevant. Can you elaborate more? Absolutely. So there are roughly two different types of content. There's what's called copy or copywritten content. And then there's editorial. Now, this is loose and vague, so use your imagination here because, of course, there's thousands of different ways to do this, but this will get your mind wrapped around it. When I have a website, I have my copy pages. Those pages are my service pages, so carpet cleaning, and let's say, what's your name there, sir? Roby Harris. Let's pretend you're in Redding, California. Carpet cleaning, Redding. That's one of my pages. That page is built to sell. It's built to inform them of what I'm worth, what I'm going to do for them, how to get in touch with me. Let's make it happen. That's quick, concise, and to the point. Your blog would be more focused towards teaching or educating. And I don't mean educating how to take care of your own carpet, although that might be a part of it. Educating them on how to deal with any of it. So look at it this way. When a person goes to make a purchase, we look at it like they convert. Okay, they showed up, they converted, we got their money, it's done. But that's not what's really going on. So my wife and I, she starts thinking about, well, I think we need to clean the carpets, or the cat did something shady in a closet and we need to clean that up. Well, the first thing she does is, how do I take care of this cat mess in the closet? Looks it up. Well, if she lands on your carpet cleaning site, she goes, oh, well, that's Roby's site. Oh, that's some good information. I'll have to try that. Or she says, I'm not willing to put in any effort. Might as well call this guy. Okay, so after that, I go and I try it. And then phase 2 is, yeah, I just don't know. How much does it cost? Well, let's research the cost. Roby comes up. Oh, that's how much it costs. Well, I think I'll try it myself first, or that's a good cost. I'm going to do that. And then let's say I want it now. Now, you got to realize all three of those things that I just said are entirely different intentions. And when we talked about search terms, our search terms are intentions. So they're going to type in entirely different things. If they want to look into how to take care of it themselves, they say, how do I clean up the cat's mess in the closet? It comes up. There's your answer. We're here to do it for you. Perfect. Stage 1. They say, how much does it cost to take care of the cat's mess in the closet? We come up. Stage 2. There's an answer for you. You can take it. You can leave it. We showed up. And then stage 3, I need carpet cleaning now. And then we show up. So as you blog, you basically are allowed to educate and catch up on all the people which frankly is most of them, that aren't in the I want to buy right this moment category. Does that make sense? Well, I guess it'll take a while, but hopefully that made sense. If you have any more questions, feel free to pop them up in there. But yeah, the diversity of your content. Now, of course, you want it all to be relevant, but there are lateral industries that you could move into, of course, carpet cleaning and pets are going to run hand in hand. So, you can suck up some information that way. But your blog is really to get the person who's not sure yet. Most of your competitors' websites are going to be built in a way that are solely to get to the person who wants to convert and convert now. But most traffic is not there yet. Okay, so I was talking about all the difficulty of changing hats as you move from topic to topic, to get the work done. And that changing the hat, there is no place in the world that it is more important than when you're dealing with reviews. Because as I was saying, it's your work. And somebody has written on some website how much you suck. It's hard to detach yourself from that, but you have to do it. You have to do it because you have to remember when you're out there communicating with people, it's not you. It's your business. It's your willingness to do the work and get the money. And do you want to make that more difficult on yourself? Or do you want to make that easier on yourself? So it's very often that, I guess the point is, in my example with the client that I lost, he just couldn't let go of the fact that these reviews couldn't get fixed. He moved on to another company in order to try to get those reviews fixed. I followed it for a little while. They weren't gone because, I was curious, if there's some method there that I don't know of how to get down these bad reviews. Well, then I'm not aware of it. And at the time he was talking about like letting it all go. He's I just don't want to deal with any of this. I don't want to deal with the internet. I don't want to deal. And like, it all sounds, I'm sure it's all sounding very easy to you when you're in your calm frame of mind going like, yes, of course, I will conduct myself with the utmost of goodness, but people get heated and you'd be surprised. So you should always respond to your reviews, but be sure to give yourself time. And even better is get somebody else to respond to them if you can. All right, Daryl, keywords on your website. Where do they go? In picture descriptions, paragraphs, or both? Let's try to put this in a way that's not going to open a huge can of worms, because when you're dealing with keywords, you don't want to keyword stuff or make it unnatural, but you want to naturally put them wherever you can that makes sense. The point is to make your writing legible. You want people to read it and not to find it daunting. So if it's highly repetitive, nobody's going to want to read it. They're going to spam signal that right away. Not only will the search engine spam signal it, but any reader will read it and go, oh yeah, this person is trying to trick me. So they definitely go in the paragraphs. I would say if you had one place to drop them in the actual page, on the page, I would put it in your headers, because that's what's going to clarify. So a web page is built not unlike a school outline for a paper. You got your heading, you got your context, so you got a H1, a heading 1, and you got a heading 3. No, there's a heading 2 goes in between. It's structured very much like a school paper. So anybody reading that, including a search engine, if they saw it in the title, this, our carpet cleaner services, they understand that even if the exact phrase is not represented in the paragraph below, that's what the paragraph's about. So at that point, you're maybe using some synonyms. But where would I put it? I would put it once or twice in the content. I'd put it in the headers and the image description, the title tag, and the meta description. I mean, that's a long list. But I would make sure that it's represented in all those areas. And whatever you do, don't overdo it. There's quite a bit of tools out there that'll tell you the keyword density in a piece of text. Like you put in the words SEO book keyword density. This one's a fairly easy one. You would have to create an account, but I'll pop it in the chat for you just in case if you're interested. The account is free, easy. Let's see. Yeah, I'm in an incognito window, so I'm not logged in, but it's a free account, and you use that tool, it'll tell you like 3.7% contains the exact match and allow you to see what your competitors are doing, and then up or lower your keyword density based on what they're doing. Okay, Maria Nunez has stated, always answer reviews. I've noticed many companies don't answer to negative, yet it shows the type of company you are. I believe a company needs the good and the bad. Not only you think that, but so do most people who purchase. So if you just have a lot of the time, if you're looking for a service company, I've known a lot of people. I've known my wife to do this. I use my wife as an example because I'm your stereotypical husband who, frankly, would probably die without her making all these calls and figuring these things out. So she's my go-to example. Sometimes if she's not sure about a purchase, she'll scroll to the negative reviews to see how they were dealt with and how they were responded, or to see if what the person was saying was completely ridiculous. And then she'll know or have a better idea of the reality of how long this will last. Think about clothing or buying electronics. You want to see people's bad experiences too, so you can get a good idea of like, are people just being freaky about nothing, something that I can totally handle? So that's definitely out there. And you'll find that dealing with reviews in a way that can change the way not only that person perceives you, and sometimes you're chasing down these reviews trying to make it right, and it's a loss. It's not going to fix it. It's not going to be better for you. It's not going to be. Sorry, I'm reading over the side here. It's not going to be perfect with them, but it is creating a trail and a chain of you caring about customers. And believe me, that really does come through. It comes through all the more in this massive world online where nobody really does. So set your pride away. You get a bad review. We'll go over a couple of ways to deal with that. But first, I'll answer a question here in chat from young Steve. Is there anything that you do as a webmaster that is behind the screen that Google sees but consumers don't see? That's a leading question. I like that. Yes, but there's a lot of things that we do back there, but let's try to address maybe something that you can do yourself. Every website builder, almost every website builder, I don't want to speak in absolutes, will have page settings for search engine optimization. In there, you have what's called the title tag and the meta description. And you guys might have heard this as code behind, or meta information. Meta, I know it's a big trendy word here, but all it really means is information that is above and with and outside the current information that's used for cataloging. That's really what, meta has different words, meanings in people's lives, but that's all it really means in code. And so there is the title tag and the meta description, and we can actually see the title tag right now. If you go up here, this is one place where the title tag is actually used for visual purposes. It shows up at the top of the tag. So we were looking at a carpet cleaner. Let's take a look at Deluxe. There, who we're picking on for the day. Let's see if they got anything we like. So they do residential carpet, commercial carpet. Let's go with residential carpet. You can see there is their title tag showing up right there. And this is just technical. I don't expect any of you to care or do this, but if I look in the code, I can see the title tag is Resident Carpet Cleaning San Jose Deluxe Carpet Cleaning San Jose. So practically any search or what's called a CMS, content management system, but basically any website builder is going to have those options for you. Now, they're all placed in different places for them, but they tend to be fairly well out there, and a simple search is going to show you how to find that. So if anybody has any specifics, we should probably get a contact form up on the site solely for this, and I can address those questions as we come in there. But I guess while we're here, Steve, to give you a more in-depth answer, this says Residential Carpet Cleaning San Jose Deluxe. That's good. So there's a limit to how many characters you can put in, and this looks like they filled right about the amount of characters, somewhere around 158, 160. The reason why it changes is it's actually not characters as much as it is pixels, and different characters have a different width. But around 158. But here they Carpet Cleaning San Jose, Carpet Cleaning San Jose. They doubled up, which isn't going to hurt them, but it isn't going to help them either. It doesn't like double get the point across to Google. What does get the point across to Google is where you put it in the title tag, which again this applies to everything, headers too, just like we were talking earlier with Daryl about where to put those keywords in your header. The closer to the beginning gives it weight, just like it does in the English language. So, I walked to the store. I walked. That's the important part. That store, I walked there earlier. The store is the important part. So in our language, we naturally do this. So again, naturally, put that stuff at the beginning. Now, of course, there are a lot of other code behind situations to deal with, but those are the two biggest ones: title tags and meta descriptions. If you want to take a note, I'll put down here in the chat title tags and meta descriptions. Hopefully that's spelled well. You can look in whatever your website builder is built with, and you can search those terms in order to better figure out where to put that. Okay. Not too far from the end here, so I'm just covering some information real quick and answering anything that comes up in chat. So if you got it on your mind, get it in the chat now, because when I'm leaving, it's gone. Nah, just kidding. All right, so we left off talking about dealing with negative reviews. And here on the site, we have examples for how to deal with negative reviews. I'm going to pop one into chat. So you can maybe utilize that if you want to, or maybe it's easier to read there while it's not on my screen. Hi, reviewer name. While I totally agree that the situation is quite frustrating, we believe that this issue was an isolated incident. We'd appreciate the opportunity to contact you a second chance. Please contact the company email, and allow us the opportunity to book your next reservation. This will ensure that we take all the necessary steps. So, Maria, if you're a CFI member, by logging into your CFI website account and taking a look here under the members tab, if you need help with that, you are welcome to contact me. Let's see, did I spell my name right? Here's my email if you need help. Yeah, these are templates, and you would find those by logging in, going to online marketing. And at this point, example responses to negative reviews is where it's located, but this is going to grow over time. So that navigation is going to change in order to better organize things. But I wanted to have something up here to go along with the show so that if anybody needed it in the future. So the point of what we're looking at here is a whole lot of kissing behind with this response. But there was something sneaky we just did in this response. We basically told them, oh, we're so sorry. We're totally going to help you. Oh, we want to help you. And we do. But some people are unpleasable. But we want to help you. We said, please contact company email and allow us the opportunity to book your next reservation. Or please email us with your contact information so that we have the opportunity to address your review. What we're trying to do there is get the negativity out off of the internet and into our inbox. And then that way we can do our best. We can do our best to try to make them happy. And of course, that should be your goal. You know, there are totally unreasonable people, but most people are not unreasonable when they're coming in with a problem. When they're coming in with a problem, it's either because they don't understand or because you made a mistake. Some people are just totally unreasonable. If you find that everybody you're dealing with is unreasonable, I don't know how to break this to you, but I think it might be you. You know, most people are not unreasonable. So we want to try to fix their problem. But let's say we can't fix their problem. For one, we fix their problem offline. They change their review or they say, thank you, I'll do that. So a lot of the time, here's what they do. We put that in there and they say, thanks, I'll do that, or something like that. And then they just never follow up. But it looks like they did. Or they come over to us and we deal with them and we get them happy. And then we do the job and we say, all right, are you happy? Great. Can you do me a favor and go put that in your review about how we made this right? That's great too. But let's say that person's unpleasable, not able to be pleased whatsoever. Well, instead of a long drawn out conversation on Yelp about how they're just not happy, it's now a long drawn out conversation in your inbox that nobody will ever see but you. So we want to try to get that review situation. We want to try to get that negative review situation offline, not by removing it, but by moving the conversation to our inbox, moving it to a private location. You always want to deal with them publicly, but you want to move it to a private location to try to fix it, because that way it can either be petered out or it can be fixed, at which point you can ask them to go over there and take care of it. Okay, so we're about at the end here. I don't want to go into any two more big topics before, so we can just recap here and you guys can utilize this. I had the most frustrating situation. Client never used us and kept commenting negative reviews. Took it so far as insulting my office staff at the point, what do you do? She never used us. I didn't want to ignore it, but don't know how to even deal with it. Most people can tell when somebody is being unreasonable. So your first step would be to realistically, maybe something could have been done to get that conversation off of Yelp to begin with, if you had come into it in a different way, like something like this. But that's not guaranteed. So I get what you're saying. If they just keep drawing it out online, you can say, and I'm not happy with this, that, or the other thing. You can say, I've asked you to give me a call so that we could work this out, and I haven't heard from you. But maybe in your case, you have heard from them and you still gave them an answer they don't like. And then they go up there and say something. You can basically just try to end the conversation. Now, of course, you want to do everything you can first, within reason. But, try to end the conversation by saying, I'm totally sorry that you feel this way. We tried everything we could to make it right. And I wish it would have worked out. And once again, I'm sorry. And then they'll come back and be all, whatever, man, your office staff is ugly, and you'll just leave it dead air. You'll end on the high note. You'll take the higher ground. And it was a hit that it sounds like you were going to take anyway. So at least you got to take it with some class. Did that help? And again, this is a prime example of, as Maria was saying here, it's a prime example of an easy opportunity to just get wrapped up, not only in insults towards you, but insults towards this, that, and the other thing. There are, what was it, the last world census, or in the news, it came out that there are 8 billion people on the planet. You're not going to make even a small portion of those people happy with the way you act, or they all got their own opinions and so on and so forth. And so if you're dealing with a public facing service-based industry, just be ready to shrug it off and say, I did my best. And this stuff really helps, because you go in, you do your best. You say, I really tried to do my best, and I left it like a classy person, and it just didn't work out. I film all my clients and then post them to YouTube. Wait, what? Not even sure I want to read this out loud. It's a way of transparency. All my cleanings. Sorry, my glasses. And post them to YouTube. It's a way of transparency, showing potential clients how we can. It's probably also a great way to create the hardest thing for any cleaning service to create, and that would be social media content, because, a cleaner is not unlike a lawyer. You don't really want to think about them until you need one. Her house very greasy. Was that a bad idea? Yeah, so there might be something there. I don't know if you should probably just be doing that with clients that you have permission and that you have straight up asked. And, somebody with more legal knowledge than I would probably tell you that you needed that in writing. So there is something to be said for that. So I'm not sure, Daryl, but I'll look into it. That's for sure. All right. Well, we've hit the end of the night. Hopefully you enjoyed listening to me ramble off for an hour. We'll be doing this next month, so get your questions ready, and I will be happy to answer them. Thank you, Chauncey. You're welcome, Eloy, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Have a good evening. Oh, once again, this has been Online Marketing Explained.